My name is Bradley Tolmich, and today I'll be explaining a third grade math standard, that being how to show fractions on a number line. This video is meant for parents who want to understand what their children are working on in class. However, that doesn't mean you can't watch this if you aren't a parent. Although math can initially seem complex or difficult to understand, I believe that anyone can learn with the right support. So let's do some math together, shall we? Yikes! The way the standard is initially presented on the left is hard to understand at first, so I've done us both a favor and simplified what we're going to learn today. The text in bold is what I'll be reading, so follow along with me, please. We're going to learn how to divide the area between 0 and 1 on a number line into equal parts and an amount that is the same as the bottom number of the fraction. Does this still sound confusing? Don't worry. Let's start off by explaining what a fraction is. Some examples of fractions are shown on the right side of this page. Fractions are described as equal parts of a whole. This means that fractions are just parts of a bigger number. The number on the bottom of the fraction, or the denominator, shows how many equal pieces the whole number is divided into. The number on top of the fraction is called the numerator, and it shows how many of the pieces of the whole we have currently. For what we're learning today, you also need to know what a number line is. A number line is exactly what it sounds like. It's numbers represented on a line. Remember, when you count up, you always count starting at one number, and then go up by one number for each time you count. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't count 3, 1, 4, 2. That would be wrong. The number line just shows the numbers in the right way we count them, in order and on a straight line. Here are multiple number lines. Notice how they're in between 0 and 1? Much like how we count with whole numbers, we can count with fractions. First, we divide the area between 0 and 1 into an equal number of parts. Let's take a look at the bottom number line. Remember when we learned about denominators? Since the denominator is 2 here, the area between 0 and 1 is divided into 2 equal parts. It's the same with the other number lines. A denominator of 3 means 3 equal parts, 4 means 4 equal parts, and so on. And remember the numerator? That's just how many pieces of the whole we have so far. 3/4, for example, means we have 3 equal pieces of 4 equal pieces. And one last thing. If the numerator and denominator are the same number, that just means it's a whole piece. Though this means we're done exploring our standard, there are still some things that children might not understand about this. Firstly, the idea of numbers between numbers can be confusing for children. They may think that the only numbers that exist are whole numbers. Children might also think that if a number line doesn't have marks and numbers on it, the numbers don't exist. This is false. If we had the fraction 1/3, we put our own marks and numbers between 0 and 1, dividing the area into equal parts ourselves. That just about does it for this standard. Thank you for watching. Just watching means you have an interest in your child's education, and that is worth a lot to them. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to respond and answer them. Have a good one, folks.